Welcome to part 2 of our CFSL doubleheader on exhibition night as the Miami Hurricanes and the Oregon Ducks go head-to-head in what many believe is a preview of the national title game for Season 8. I'm David Roy, and in the booth with me tonight is Greg Cooksey. And Greg, both teams, this is a game that you think is a preview of the national title game. What is your expectation for this one here tonight?
Well, I just really am looking forward to seeing this offense of Oregon going up against Miami's defense. I know Miami's going to get first dibs at the ball here, but I just am looking forward to a really good, well-balanced game as well.
Out comes the Miami quarterback who transferred from the Oregon Ducks, Axton Richardson, and returning with him to the field is his dreadlocks, which he had cut off midway through last season, as Richardson will open up on the midline read, and he'll lose a couple of yards as Puna Mortensen is there to stop him.
Mortensen looks like he's a big body to be coming in there on that offensive line of Miami.
From the gun, two backs in the backfield. Richardson to throw. Trying to take off to his right, but down he goes for a loss of 6. The new addition to the defense, John McAdams.
And he just absolutely dominated that Miami offensive line. That offensive line is going to have to get it together, or it's going to be a long night offensively for Miami.
A long third down for the Hurricanes. Richardson in the gun, 3 wide. Richardson to throw, blitz in his face. He's going to take the long shot under duress, and it will fall incomplete. Zachary Pinesaw in coverage.
Well, the fact that he was able to get that ball off with that pressure that was in his face is amazing to me, and really throw it with some kind of accuracy. That's a pretty good sign of a quarterback.
Cannon for an arm, and Richardson, he's able to get rid of it. And Miami will punt it back to the Ducks, looking for a good return. Is Chance Sanders as he gets out to the 44. It's a 5-yard return, and out comes Oregon's own transfer quarterback in Jefferson Allen.
Interesting. I didn't see a lot of Jefferson Allen last year, so I'm interested.
The transfer from Ohio State will start with a speed option where he keeps it and picks up 7. 2nd and 3 early on here for the Ducks.
Nice read there. Good start by Oregon.
Ball spotted at their own 49. Jefferson Allen under center, out of the I formation. Play fake, Allen going to the check down, and that is the walk-on at fullback, Larry Cooper, picking up the first down and 6 yards as the Ducks move into Hurricane territory.
Well, what I really want to see here is Puma Longtree. There's been a lot of talk about him. I want to see what he brings to the table for this Oregon offense.
The gun, 4 wide, handoff, Puma Longtree, the tailback, able to pick up 2. 2nd and 8 upcoming for the Ducks is Longtree, one of 3 brothers who came to the Ducks in the offseason.
I think that's phenomenal that all 3 brothers can play together like that.
From the gun, tight end in motion is Aaron Newsom. Allen to throw with a blitz in his face, and he will find the wide open receiver. The ball comes free though, and it is recovered by the Hurricanes at their own 32.
Looks trying to find him.
Bugsy Bates was the intended target, and then Perry Pennell forced that ball free, although he was down. David Ware was the one who came over and recovered it.
Well, you might want to look at that again if you're the officiating staff, and it looks like they're going to.
So they will take a second look at it. From the first angle, it looked like he was down.
Absolutely. I think he has possession of the ball right there, Dave. It looks like after the ball's on the ground is when it gets knocked out of his hands, or maybe he knocks it out himself.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So they will call it back, and possession will remain with Oregon. Ball spotted at the Miami 29, 1st and 10. Empty backfield, Allen gets a 3-man rush, and he will thread a laser over to the left sideline for Chance Sanders in a 4-yard gain.
I was surprised nothing a little deeper was open for Allen right there.
2-by-2 look. Read option keeper. Allen breaks a tackle, still fighting, and he will get 3 to open up the drive for the Ducks.
Well, even if you only get 3, it's a productive drive right here, Dave. I think that this has gone really well for Oregon.
Manageable 3rd and 3 for Oregon. Allen throwing to the middle of the field, and that pass is caught in Bugsy Bates. He will pick up 10 yards on his 2nd catch of the night. The 13-yard line pistol set, 2 tight ends and a handoff to Puma Longtree, and he will only get a yard. David Ware, one of 2 of this Miami linebacking core to meet him at the point of attack.
That's a good job there by the linebackers. Way to stop him.
4 wide, trips top the screen. Handoff, Longtree working his way outside to the right, but he is corralled, and quickly so, held to a 1-yard gain, 3rd and 8 for Oregon.
Well, so far this Miami defense is living up to their expectations. We knew they were going to be tough, and they're proving they're tough right here.
2-by-2 set, Allen to throw. Looking, throwing short, and that pass caught by the walk-on Todd Martin. He'll get 5, but they needed 8. 4th and 3 for the Ducks.
Well, definitely a disappointing end to that drive. You'd want a touchdown, but any time you can walk away with some points against a great defense, you need to do it and be happy about it.
Oregon will come away with points. A 22-yard field goal attempt for Justin Case is good. Last season, he went 11 of 12 for field goals and was perfect on extra points. Helped name him as a candidate for All-American, but he did not win it. Rather for Friar Cook, as Blaze Gunner gets a decent return, and Miami will have their 2nd opportunity on offense.
Well, I'd like to see what Miami's offense can bring to the table here. It wasn't that great of a first drive. They're going to have to get their blocking issues shored up. Let's see how they address it.
Start in the pistol, ball spotted on their own 24. Handoff, and Marcus Duncan will make his first carry of the night, and he will get 5.
Way to rumble up the middle there by Duncan.
Duncan last season had a strong start and ended with 10 rushing touchdowns, 792 rushing yards on 150 carries. They go back to him, but the Oregon defense ready for him this time. It's a loss of 3 by Jedediah Longtree.
One of the Longtree brothers coming to play here tonight. Well, Miami has had a history of great running backs, and hopefully Duncan can solidify his name as one of them.
Empty backfield, 3rd and 7. Richardson, quick throw into traffic, and the pass incomplete, jarred free on the contact.
Dave, I'm impressed by Oregon's defense. They've made a couple of big stands here, a couple of 3 and outs.
Miami will punt it back to Oregon, who's sitting with a 3-point lead, and one they are looking to add to as Chance Sanders able to get it out to his own 48. And Greg, a very balanced opening drive for Oregon, but from a rushing standpoint, Puma Longtree has not quite been able to get going so far.
No, he hasn't, and I'm a big believer in setting up your passing game with the run. He needs to step it up. They need to find a way to get him more production.
Well, they go to him there, but he will lose 2 as the new corner for the Hurricanes comes downhill to stop in the backfield. And there you see it, Longtree, 4 carries so far, but only 2 yards to show for them.
He's a young guy. He's going to struggle, it looks like.
From the gun, Jefferson Allen, 3 wide. Pressure coming. He'll go with a quick throw, and that pass falling incomplete. His first incompletion of the night, and it's 3rd and 12.
That's a ball that has to be caught right there. No reason to drop that.
Long 3rd down, halfback screen. There's Puma Longtree trying to get him out in space, but there, covering well in space, was David Ware, and it's another play of negative yards for the Oregon Ducks.
Well, he clearly was not going to let Puma Longtree get through there, and Ware steps up and makes just a really nice play to end that drive.
So far tonight, David Ware of this Miami linebacking core, Greg, has been very active early and often for the Hurricanes.
Yes, they have been. You called Miami linebacker you for a reason, and here they're proving it tonight.
He's in return. Still on his feet. Blaze Gunner. Gunner into the open field. Blaze Gunner. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Miami.
Well, Blaze Gunner brings proof to his name right there. He looks like he's a speedster, and he did a great job putting on the afterburners after he caught that punt.
For the first time, and granted it's an exhibition game, but it is a sign of things to come. We have not seen a punt return for a touchdown since season 1 in the CFSL, and we have seen one here tonight. And now Oregon, all of a sudden finding themselves on the back foot of a momentum swing.
Did they fumble the ball right there?
Puma Longtree, a decent return, but a flag thrown. The clipping penalty will back up the Ducks as the walk-on is the guilty party.
Still first down.
Oh, that's kind of a killer right there.
They'll be starting from their own 20, and Oregon, they were able to drive the field in their first drive, came away with 3 points. Well, they have struggled of late as they go with the triple option. The pitch, Puma Longtree in space. Longtree down the right sideline, pushed out of bounds at the Miami 36.
And right there's what you want. If you're a Big Ten team, there's a lot of teams that I noticed last year struggle with the run, and getting that option is going to be a big play in the Big Ten.
A good play there. Following up a big play for Miami, one that was on special teams. Oregon comes back with a big run of their own. They'll go empty backfield, quarterback draw for the big Jefferson Allen, who breaks 1 tackle and then finally is brought down after a gain of 5.
Well, Jefferson Allen's a strong guy, you can tell, and he'll fit this Oregon offense very nicely, I believe.
Manageable second down situation inside a minute to play here in this opening quarter. Oregon started with a 3-point lead. They're looking to get back out in front, and they'll go with a quick pass to the walk-on, who will fight his way down inside the red zone. That's Danny Peterson picking up 11.
Well, any little step you can take helps, and here it's helping for Oregon.
Allen 7 of 8 so far with 47 yards, and his offense been balanced. 8 runs, 8 passes. We'll see what they go with here. And it's a handoff. Puma Longtree finding a crease, cuts back to the inside, fighting through contact to get down to the 5-yard line before he goes airborne.
Puma Longtree's starting to show up and show out here a little bit. It looks like he's wearing down Miami's defense a little bit.
6 carries, 61 yards for Longtree. They go back to him for his 7th, and it leads to an Oregon touchdown.
Well, why broke what's not fixed, or why fix what's not broken? It's clearly not broken, so you go to it again.
Out of the pistol, full house, and Longtree, a great crease to run through, and the Oregon Ducks have matched a Miami punt return for a touchdown with a long drive to respond and retake a 3-point lead with 21 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. And Greg, we talked about it, or you did in the first game at least, of how you think this is a precursor to the national championship game.
I absolutely do believe that. I believe that these teams are well balanced. They've both got great defenses and offenses. They definitely have the firepower to be there, I think.
Well, Oregon's defense so far has been impressive. They have not given up any positive yardage to Miami so far. Miami team whose only points have come on a punt return for a touchdown by Blaze Gunner, as Marcus Duncan will open up the drive with an 11-yard run.
Maybe their offense is going to make us be quiet here a little bit, Dave.
3 carries for 13 yards for Duncan, 2 tight ends on the field, and Richardson with a midline read, and he is dragged down by his dreadlocks by Puna Mortensen to end the first quarter. And so far, it's been an exciting one. Oregon up by 3. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. Start of the second quarter, Richardson in the gun. 4 wide, 2x2 set, Richardson to throw. Quick throw over the middle, and a spinning catch by Blaze Gunner to pick up the first down, his first catch of the night.
Nice little read right there by Exton Richardson.
The gun, his heels at midfield. Play fake and a quick throw out to Isaac Kraut, who gets 11 yards. Kraut transferring from Clemson, and he will be very active on both sides of the ball here tonight.
I was just going to point that out. We talked about that in our pre-game meeting.
Richardson in the gun. Handoff, Duncan working his way outside to the right. He finds the crease, and a stiff arm will help him get 12, nearing the red zone.
Dave, I like what Miami's strategy is right here. I've been told sometimes you've got to just chip things away, and that's what Miami is doing here offensively.
Crowd in motion to set up a pistol set, play fake. Richardson going to take off and run. Axon Richardson gets hit hard by Jedediah Longtree after a gain of 7.
Well, that Miami offensive line's starting to get a little bit stronger. Here they create a huge hole for Richardson to run through. Took a little bit, but they're starting to handle Oregon's defensive front a lot better.
Manageable second down. It's 2nd and 3 inside of 6 minutes of play. Handoff, counter run. Marcus Duncan just short. 3rd and 1 upcoming.
Well, there's a variety of things I think you can do right here, Dave. Let's see what Miami does.
They're 0 for 2 on 3rd down so far. Oregon showing blitz. Receiver coming in motion at top of the screen. They'll set him up in the backfield for the triple option. Kraut gets a carry, and he will get just enough to move the chains here.
Well, Isaac Kraut being a workhorse, doing what workhorses do.
The gun. 3 wide on the field, 2 receivers top the screen. Midline read. Richardson fights through 1 tackle and stretches, but stopped short of the end zone. 1st and goal.
Well, that's a great job Exeter Richardson does of powering through. He threw a stiff arm there, put his head down, and got as much as he could get.
Lead option keeper Richardson. This time he's able to break the plane and put 6 on the board.
A great job right there by Miami on offense. That drive was methodical. They chipped away, and they made a way to get into the end zone.
A long 10-play drive spanning 67 yards. And Miami's offense took them until the 2nd quarter to wake up, but they finally put points on the board of their own outside of the special teams, where they got their first touchdown of the night. And now Oregon looking to respond as Puma Longtree tried to get outside and match with a special teams touchdown of his own, just unable to do so.
127 yards of offense at this point. It's pretty unbelievable, Dave. This has been a good as advertised offense on the part of Oregon.
Almost twice as many yards of offense as Miami. They'll go with a read option keeper, Allen, fighting through contact, and he will get 12 to move the sticks for the Ducks.
Well, again, stick with what's working for you. Right now, that running game's working for Oregon.
The 34-yard line. Allen under center, handoff. Longtree finding a crease, but he will get 3 as this Miami defense very stingy so far in the running game. 1 big run for Longtree. That's been about it.
Yes, it has been. Miami's been eating that run game up. It's going to be hard to run against that defense.
Empty backfield, Allen into traffic, and it falls incomplete. 3rd and 7. Jefferson Allen, 7 of 9 for only 47 yards so far.
That was a nice hit there.
Allen to the right sideline, and the walk-on catches it at 41. He gets 3, but he needed 7. And so the Oregon Ducks will punt it back to a Miami team that's got all the momentum right now.
Now let's see how they're able to follow up with that last drive. That was a great drive. Let's see if they can do it again.
He's Gunner fielded it from inside his own 20. He'll get 14 yards out of it. So 4:06 of play, and Greg, Miami's offense, they woke up on that previous drive. What do you expect them to do with this one?
Well, I expect more of the same. That chipping away really wore down Oregon's defense. Let's see them go back to it. There's a nice completion there.
Play fake there, and the walk-on Will Collins. He will get 20 with pressure in the face of Richardson. He's only thrown 5 passes tonight. He's completed 3 of them. But this one, a 20-yard pickup for the Hurricanes.
Well, that's about as good as you can do, I guess, when you're under pressure. He's made the most of it, that's for sure.
Ball spotted at the Oregon 45-yard line. Richardson alone in the backfield, but they're going to motion Marcus Duncan to join him as they'll go with a play fake and again finding a wide open Will Collins for 13.
Great job by Will Collins right there. There's no one really around him. Made a nice little catch.
2-by-2 set here for Richardson with Duncan to his right. They're going to go to him on the draw, and he stumbles, tried to regain his footing, but Jedediah Longtree with that neck roll of his came rushing downhill to stop him.
Well, let's give credit to that Oregon defensive line. They did a good job crashing in the center, and they disrupted that run and stopped it right there at the point of attack.
Pistol set. Richardson, handoff, and Marcus Duncan up the middle. He'll get back the yardage that he lost, +2 to make it 3rd and 8 for the Hurricanes.
Got met there at the on that hit.
On the 31-yard line, Richardson making an adjustment at the line. He'll look to throw. Finds a crease to the left side, and there is Jay Nathaniel, the freshman, coming up with a 27-yard gain on his first catch of the night.
Great job by Jay Nathaniel beating his defender right there.
He was able to slip past the walk-on, and Richardson able to find him, drop it in there to get it down inside the 5. Ball spotted at about the 3.5-yard line. Richardson out of the pistol. And handoff for Duncan with a wide open lane for 6.
Another great job by that Miami offensive line.
They go to the run, and Marcus Duncan puts 6 points on the board as the Hurricanes look to make it an 11-point game inside of 3 minutes to play. And they do so with that extra point. And Greg, one of the larger stories is that the AD for Miami was an assistant coach with Oregon last season before the transfer in the offseason to take over the Miami Hurricanes.
Well, so then he knows
Puma
a little bit
Longtree
about
to the open field. Down to the 31-man to beat. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Oregon from 97 yards away.
You have got to be kidding me. What a show of speed there by Longtree. Just nobody able to catch up to him.
The Puma in the open field could not be caught. And Oregon has made it a 4-point game with 2:33 to play here in the opening half. And now both teams have a special teams touchdown of their own here tonight.
Well, these teams are mirrors of themselves tonight, Dave. This has been a very entertaining football game to watch.
Blaze Gunner was trying to respond in kind with one of his own. It's a 35-yard return. You look at the numbers for Richardson. Starting the first quarter, 0 of 2. He has gone 5 for 5 since, with 81 passing yards here in the second.
And he's clearly not afraid to stand in that pocket and take pressure. He's still able to make reads. He has been very impressive this quarter.
In his sophomore season, Richardson looking to improve and maybe try to put his name in the Offensive Player of the Year race. But plays like that aren't going to help him. It's only a gain of 1.
It's not, but he's shown a lot of better stuff than that, and I agree. He could definitely be an Offensive Player of the Year.
Richardson to throw, tight window, but Jay Nathaniel could not hold on. He was the intended target. 3rd and 9 for Miami.
Great job there by John Hill Jordan being there to meet him on that play.
Richardson to throw here, quick throw, finds the tight end Matthew Owsley, but he only gets 5 yards there. 4th and 4, and the Hurricanes are going to give it back to the Ducks by way of the punt.
Oregon is clearly going to start getting aggressive here. That's the second really big hit in a row there by an Oregon defender.
Well, Jedediah Longtree coming up with his 7th tackle, 2 tackles for a loss here already in this opening half, as the Hurricanes going to try to let time tick away and not let Oregon have much to work with, hoping to maintain this 4-point lead going into halftime.
And that's the smart thing to do, to just let time melt off the clock, give as little time as possible.
Snapped it with 1:24 on the clock, and Puma Longtree on the return. Excuse me, not Puma Longtree returning this one. It is instead Chance Sanders, and he will get a decent 16-yard return there for Oregon. 1:15 to play in the half. And Jefferson Allen looking to try and erase that 4-point deficit. Out of the pistol, Allen dancing in the pocket, thrown to the left sideline, jump ball, intercepted by the walk-on.
Well, just no separation right there. I'm not sure what kind of a read, but Roy Mitchell was able to make a great play on that ball with great coverage. Was that Aaron Newsom there that he tried to sneak that ball to?
Allen wanted Chance Sanders over there on the boundary, but could not thread it to him. And so now Axton Richardson will take over to set up a halfback screen. Marcus Duncan with some blocking and some space. Duncan, one man to beat, and he is going to fight his way down to the 5. Kai Brummer was able to catch him.
Duncan has played a really big role in this game tonight, Dave. I think he could be a Offensive Player of the Year candidate.
Blitz coming off the edge, and Richardson runs into trouble. He is sacked for a loss of 6, 2nd and goal. Two-by-two look, Richardson on the read option, keeper. In pursuit is a lot of Ducks. Longtree leading the charge. Richardson will get 2 as Miami goes no huddle.
They loaded up the right side of that line and really brought heat right there.
Axton Richardson unable to find anybody open in the back of the end zone as he throws it through there. And so 4th and goal, and the Hurricanes will call upon their field goal unit.
Zachary Pinsaw did a great job getting in there and getting in Richardson's face.
Well, the Hurricanes are able to come away with 3 to make it a 7-point game. 39 seconds to go here in the first half. Longtree dancing on the return, still fighting, and he'll finally get brought down at about his own 27. So 33 seconds, 3 timeouts for Oregon. And Greg, do you expect Allen to really go to the air assault here?
I don't. Doesn't Oregon, well, maybe they're going to, but doesn't Oregon get the ball first in the second half? I would think that you'd want to sit on it and take your chances here.
They'll go with a quick throw over the middle. It will fall incomplete. 2nd down and 10 from their own 28-yard line, 3 wide. Allen looking to throw, 4-man rush over the middle, and that pass caught by D. Frost for a gain of 10.
Ball thrown into double coverage. Nice play there by Frost.
1 timeout taken here for Oregon. They've got 2 remaining. Allen under center, trips bunch together to the right, 5-step drop, and a quick throw over to the left sideline. There's Frost stepping out of bounds.
Frost is a good little player. He's made some nice plays here tonight.
From their own 42, 21 seconds remaining in the half. Allen throwing short left side. Coming back for it was Bugsy Bates, but he stopped short of the marker by David Ware.
One of the Miami defenders tried to go for a pick there, just wasn't able to come up with it.
Draw play in Longtree. Nowhere to go. He will lose 3, and Oregon going to go no huddle here.
I'm not sure I like that play, Dave. I would have liked to have seen him put the ball in the air right there.
Allen to throw, finding the tight end Newsom. He'll pick up the 1st down. Oregon takes their final timeout with 2 seconds remaining.
At this point, why not try to take a shot at the end zone if you're going to keep this drive going?
David Ware, his 8th tackle of the night. Allen gets a 3-man rush. Once the end zone pass caught.
Oh.
Touchdown, Bugsy Bates in Oregon. An extra point away from tying it up.
Boy, did that pay out for Oregon, and here they're able to tie it up. The aggressiveness pays in football, and here paid for Oregon.
So to end the half, a Hail Mary strike from Oregon to tie it all up. We'll skip the halftime show and get right back to the action as Oregon, Greg, you pointed out, they get the ball to start this second half.
Well, let's see if they're able to put another drive like that together and take the lead here. They are definitely working hard for it. Jefferson Allen's going to get a lot of time to work with. Let's see what they can do on offense.
Well, it's been a lot of offense on both sides of the ball so far. Oregon and Miami have been going back and forth, and not just offensively, but their special teams, Greg, have gotten involved.
Absolutely. We've seen a punt return for a touchdown. We've seen a kickoff return for a touchdown. This has been just an all-around great football game. A great job by both teams on both sides.
Allen to throw, looking for Puma Longtree on a swing route, but it falls incomplete as nobody was home for that pass.
Well, they were clearly not on the same page right there, and that's a terrible way to start off a drive.
Allen looking to throw, able to stand in and then work his way back to the left. There's a chance. Sanders picking up 2 on his 3rd catch of the night.
Well, Miami's defense is keeping everything in front of them right now. They're doing a good job staying home and not letting anything get thrown downfield.
7th third down of the night for the Ducks. They've converted on 50% as a 7-step drop leads to Allen finding Longtree over the middle for 20 yards.
Well, somebody blew their assignment right there. He should not have been allowed to get that open. And here the middle of the field opens up. That's always a dangerous thing, and Puma Longtree takes advantage of it.
Another second longer, and the 3-star defensive tackle Gilbert Wilkerson would have had a sack to kill the drive. Instead, Allen finds Longtree over the middle, and the drive stays alive as a walk-on at tailback, getting the carry, working his way outside, cuts back inside, and works his way down to the 31 of Miami. It's Todd Martin picking up 20 yards.
That is an excellent display of blocking. Look how many blocks he gets right there. He opens up a big run for him.
Isaac Kraut, free safety, who transferred over from Clemson, able to get over there and make the tackle. But it's 1st and 10, pistol set, and Allen going back to Puma Longtree, who checks back in for this play, and he will get 2 yards on his 10th carry of the night.
That makes it 2nd and 8.
Well, yards on the ground are just hard to come by sometime, and here they're hard to come by for Puma Longtree.
Well, for the most part tonight, he's had a tough time running the football outside of a really big play on the option with Jefferson Allen, who's now under center for the eye. And the walk-on Todd Martin gets a carry outside to the right, and he will get 7. Actually, Keith Wood with the carry, excuse me.
Well, you might want to get some of these other running backs involved, Dave. Maybe this is just a little bit too big of a workload for Puma Longtree right now.
Pistol full house, and Puma Longtree getting the carry outside to the right. Great blocking, great open field tackle, though, by Perry Pennell at the 4.
Nice job to keep that running back in front of him.
Perry Pennell came over to make the stop, and Pennell, in his junior season with the Miami Hurricanes, is Jefferson Allen under center. 3 wide, we're bunched together on the left, but Aaron Newsom, the tight end in motion, 5-step drop, touchdown pass for Bugsy Bates.
Well, another great drive right there by Oregon. They got their offense running like a well-oiled machine, and here they're going to get the lead for it.
An 8-play, 70-yard drive for Oregon to open up the second half of play, and as you said, they come out and they get the lead, but they did this in the first half. They drove down the field with their opening drive. They got a 3-point lead. This time it's a 7-point lead. But Miami came roaring back in that half to take the lead for themselves until late.
Well, let's see what their response to this is, Dave. They've got a very good offense. They've been doing all the right things so far. Let's see how they can come out and answer it.
Blaze Gunner on the return, able to get out to his own 28-yard line, and out comes Axton Richardson in the gun, 3 wide. 2 receivers top the screen, and Richardson on the midline read, and he will cut up field, got tripped up, but he had green grass ahead of him and was looking for 6.
It's a big play right there by Richardson. Good way to get this drive started.
Donald Shelby, the defensive end, was there to catch him from behind as Richardson going midline read again. This time he is greeted by Puna Mortensen.
Yeah, you went to the well a little too much. Maybe you want to try a pass right here.
Mortensen last season, 50 tackles, 3 for a loss, and a pass breakup. Looking to improve off that this season as a halfback screen is called. Marcus Duncan fighting his way out across the Miami 45 to their own 46.
He's proven himself to be a reliable target in this offense. He's a big body. He's got good hands. He's done a great job here today.
Speed option, the pitch, Duncan, the first down and more, working his way out to the Oregon 44-yard line in a gain of 10.
They'll just keep on marching here. That's about all that you can do. Take some time off the clock if you do, maybe.
4 wide, trips top the screen, draw play, and nowhere to go for Marcus Duncan. Puna Mortensen, his second tackle for a loss here tonight.
He's made a pretty big impact on this game. He's a strong guy. He's going to do well for Oregon.
The gun, draw play, Isaac Kraut losing a yard there as well. Donald Shelby coming up with his first tackle for a loss and setting up 3rd and 15.
Oregon's got a pretty good defensive line. They get the stops when they need them.
Oregon showing blitz on this long 3rd down. They bring it as Richardson has to fling it to the right sideline where Blaze Gunner found the open zone in the defense for a first down.
What a breakdown by Oregon. Right there, you get a guy, Blaze Gunner, who's a speedster. He takes advantage of the quarterback right there, and he's able to get into the open field.
Kai Brummer, the safety in the area to keep Gunner from getting into the end zone and keeping Miami from tying it up at least with that play. Midline read and Richardson not even able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
That'll bring up 2nd and 11.
Second and 11. Richardson in the gun, 2 tight ends to the left. Midline read again, and he will lose a football. Able to jump on top of that was Matthew Owsley, but it's still a loss of yardage for the Hurricanes.
But you can't put the football on the ground. It was a nice job by Miami to get the ball back, but you got to learn how to hang on to the ball a little bit better than that.
9th 3rd down of the night for Miami, and it's a long one. 3rd and 14, Richardson to throw. Pressure coming, he'll go short. Matthew Owsley able to convert. Great effort to get it down inside the 5.
On the tackle at the 4-yard line.
Well, these tight ends,
That makes it 1st and goal.
it looks like, are doing a really great job right now. Getting open and finding space in the defense.
Well, Jedediah Longtree's been doing a pretty great job himself tonight. 9 tackles, 3 for a loss, and we're still in the 3rd quarter, albeit late. Handoff, Duncan trying to get outside there to greet him. Believe that was Longtree yet again.
Was.
Actually, it was Puna Mortensen coming up with his 6th tackle. 6 tackles, 3 for a loss here tonight for Puna Mortensen, 2nd and goal. Motion was Nathaniel for the triple option, but Richardson kept it, and Longtree there to stop him for a loss.
Maybe a little bit of miscommunication right there. I'm not sure what happened.
Jedediah Longtree happened. 10 tackles, 4 tackles for a loss here late in the 3rd. 3rd and goal for the Hurricanes. Richardson trying to set up the halfback screen for Marcus Duncan, but he is stopped quickly, only getting 2 yards, 4th and goal.
It's a good goal line stand by Oregon right here. That's a big play.
Jalen Smith, the corner, to come down and make that stop. And so out comes the field goal unit. This one from about 25 yards away, and they deliver. It's a 4-point game, but Miami's still trailing.
Well, at least you chipped away at the lead a little bit right there, Dave. Come back and get a stop and come back and try it again on offense.
Decent return there for Kai Brummer, but not quite the explosiveness we saw in the first half. It's been a little bit more quiet this half on special teams.
Yes, it has been.
Jefferson Allen will start under center, single back set, ball spotted at their own 29-yard line. 5-step drop, Allen throwing short to the right side, breaking a tackle and getting into the open field, still fighting 4 yards all the way down the right sideline. Bugsy Bates.
But what a beast Bates was on that play, getting out of the tackle and being able to pick up mega yards for Oregon.
Fought through Troy pressing, able to hold off Perry Pennell. Took Isaac Kraut coming over to make that stop as Bates over 100 yards receiving tonight. He's got 2 receiving touchdowns for the Ducks as well as they now move into Miami territory. Ball spotted at the 26 and they go with a draw for Puma Longtree, who takes a hard hit after a gain of 8.
Now that's the kind of night it's been for Longtree. It's been pretty hard. Perry Pennell has been all over the place here this evening, though, Dave. It's been a great performance by him.
He lays the lumber there, nice hard hit, but Puma Longtree 6 yards away from hitting 100 rushing yards tonight. He won't get it here as Allen out of an empty backfield throwing, able to find the open zone for the walk-on Todd Martin to get 16, and it's 1st and goal to go.
A nice way for Martin to contribute right there.
John Dowd, the 4-star corner for this Miami Hurricane, making his CFSL debut. Able to make the stop, keep that from being a scoring play. We'll see if this Miami defense can stand up here at the goal line. 3-step drop, and Allen to a wide open Aaron Newsome for 6.
Miami must have forgotten to cover Newsome, and you can't do that. He was wide open, and he was able to just walk right into the end zone right there. The defensive coordinator needs to have a little talk with his defense about that.
3 passing touchdowns tonight for Jefferson Allen as Oregon has taken an 11-point lead, 34 seconds here to play in the 3rd. Blaze Gunner will opt not to bring this one out. He'll kneel it from within his own end zone. So, Greg, so far, we thought that Miami might run away with it, but now Oregon's got the 11-point lead in what has become a back-and-forth affair.
Well, Oregon's been huge on defense tonight, Dave, and I think that's what the difference is going to be. Right there, there's more pressure.
Braxton Richardson able to fight it off, though, and find Andre Woodard, the 3-star, for his first catch of the night. He gets 8 yards. You see the numbers. Richardson, 12 of 16 for over 200 yards passing as Oregon showing blitz here on 2nd and 2. Nathaniel in the backfield for the triple option. Richardson pitches it, and it is intercepted and taken to the house by Tutu Longtree.
That ball should have never left Richardson's hands at all. That was a huge mistake, and he pays for it right there. I just can't believe that.
Richardson got caught in the traffic, and Tutu Longtree, one of the 3 Longtrees on this Oregon team, making his presence known by snagging a pitch out of the air and turning it in to 6 points as Oregon now has a 45-27 lead late in the 3rd.
Well, now that Oregon has blown this game open a little bit, let's see what Miami's able to do after that turnover and keep their composure. That had to have been frustrating, but you got to just get out and do it again if you're Miami.
This will be likely the last play of the 3rd quarter. Richardson going to give it to Marcus Duncan on the draw, and he will get 3, and that is indeed how we will end the 3rd quarter with Oregon coming up big late here in the 3rd, 45-27, still a quarter to play. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. Start of the 4th, you see the numbers there for Marcus Duncan, 12 carries, 41 yards, and a rushing touchdown for him so far tonight as Richardson going to go to him on a halfback screen, and the Oregon defense was ready and waiting for it. It's a loss of 2 for 3rd and 10.
Well, another big play there made by Oregon. Again, that's what the defense, or what the difference has been. Oregon's defense has been stepping up, and they're getting ready to stop Miami here again.
Long third down, Miami facing their 11th third down of the night. They're 5 of 10 so far. Empty backfield here, trips top the screen. Richardson looking, steps up and fires a laser for Jay Nathaniel, who holds on through the hit by Jedediah Longtree.
And that's what I mean when I say that Richardson's clearly not afraid to stand in the pocket. Oregon again brought some pressure. He made a read, found the open receiver, a great throw.
Draw play here, and Marcus Duncan not able to do a whole lot with it. Only a yard as John McAdams there to stop him.
Nice job there by McAdams.
Tutu Longtree also getting in on the play. He'll get credited with his 5th tackle of the night. 2nd and 9. Richardson into traffic, and it falls incomplete. 3rd and 9 for the Hurricanes.
Good job there by Puma Mortensen getting his hands on the ball.
Halfback screen left side. Marcus Duncan with some open field, and he's able to find the crease to help him get the first down. It's a gain of 19. 5 catches tonight, 78 yards for Duncan.
That makes it 1st and 10.
So he's been instant insurance here for Richardson. Big pickup there by Duncan.
A halfback screen been run a few times tonight for Miami. They've been able to have some mixed results with it. Positive result there, though, for them is it's a gain of 19. Richardson in the pocket and off the fingertips of Isaac Kraut. 2nd and 10.
The intended receiver on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
Well spotted
Looks
at
like
Oregon 39. Richardson, halfback screen again. Marcus Duncan back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing more. Jalen Smith with the tackle.
But eventually you've got to try and go downfield again. Those screens are nice when there's pressure, and they're nice when you're trying to chip away, but Miami needs to score. They need to start taking shots.
2 tight ends on the field. Matthew Owsley, the tight end in motion. Richardson under duress, taking a shot for the end zone. Pass caught by Isaac Kraut. Touchdown, Hurricane.
And right there, you say you need to take a shot. There it pays off for them. Miami's right back in this game. They can get another stop. They can really try and get back into this.
So an extra point would make it an 11-point game, or do you go for it and make it a 10-point game?
I try to go for it right here. You got to try to shorten the game as much as possible, and it looks like that's what they're going to do.
Hand off, Marcus Duncan fighting, but he is not able to convert for 2 to make it a 10-point game. So our score remains 33-45. Miami trailing by 12, but with 5:17 to play here in the 4th.
Well, I can't fault Miami for that at all. You put the hit ball in the hands of a guy that's been making plays for you all night. And unfortunately, it didn't work out, but you have to try, and that's what Miami did.
Oregon will take over. They've put up points on their last 3 drives as an offense. And they've had a little help defensively as well in that department. Tutu Longtree snagging a pitch and turning that into a touchdown to help them reach 45 here tonight as Chance Sanders picks up 3 yards on that quick throw by Jefferson Allen.
Well, you got to wonder at what point Oregon starts to just melt the clock here a little bit. You've got to have some confidence in your offense.
Well, Miami coming with a blitz, and Puma Longtree driven backwards for a loss of 4. Griffin Richardson, another transfer from this Oregon team, stepping up and making his presence known late.
Huge play right there. Now go get a stop here, Miami. That's what you need to do. Get the ball back.
3rd and 11. Allen, halfback screen. Puma Longtree fighting through traffic. He'll get 5, but it is not enough to convert, and Oregon will punt. Greg, you said it. Miami needed to get a stop, and that's exactly what they did.
But let's see what they do here on offense. They've got plenty of time to try to get yourself back into this thing.
From his own 25, Blaze Gunner on the return, fighting through traffic, and he'll get across midfield. And now Miami, 4:19 to play, but down by 2 scores, Greg. They cannot miss many of these opportunities.
No, they cannot. They've got to be smart. And again, you got to take shots. It worked out for you last time. Let's see what it does again.
They're going to give it to Andre Woodard on the triple option play, and he will get 3 yards. So the Hurricanes opening up this drive with a little bit of trickery.
Well, they're trying to keep Oregon honest, too. You can't get too throw happy because that's how you throw interceptions. So I really like that call.
Play fake, and Axton Richardson has to get it out of his hands quickly. 3rd and 7 upcoming for Miami.
Well, as a quarterback, you're taught if what you want isn't there, you either tuck it and run or you get rid of it. And that's, I think, what Richardson did right there.
Richardson with a pump fake. Turns around and has to get rid of it. Pressure in his face and really good coverage downfield by the Ducks.
Absolutely. Again, just the defense, Oregon's really stepped up on it. And that's what the difference has been.
They're going to go for it here on 4th and 7. Richardson going short. There's Marcus Duncan, stopped right in his tracks.
Well, again, it's time to start taking chances. Miami tried to take a chance right there. It didn't work out. But again, I don't understand why they didn't try to go downfield on that. Unless Oregon's secondary is just doing an amazing job.
Zachary Pinesaw there to make the stop, forced a turnover on downs. And so Allen out of the eye, and a handoff for Puma Longtree. He's able to find a cutback lane, gets 5 to set up 2nd down.
Well, just try to get the ball back to your offense if you're Miami. That's all you can do. At some point, you're going to have to start using timeouts, but see what you can do.
Now an offset eye and a handoff for Longtree. He'll get 3 yards. So a very manageable 3rd and 3 upcoming here, Greg.
Got to bring pressure.
Jefferson Allen in the gun, 2-by-2 set. 3 timeouts remaining for both teams as Allen will let time tick away.
You wonder if they're trying to draw Miami off sides, but they're not going for it.
Snap, the handoff, Longtree fighting forward, but Isaac Kraut was there to stop him with his 6th tackle. And so on 4th and 2, Oregon is forced to punt.
Good job by Miami there to stay disciplined and then really just seal off Puma Longtree. Huge stop right there.
Oregon will let time tick away. I want to remind everybody, this is just exhibition night. Both games tonight, they have no bearing on the record for the regular season, which starts on Monday night. We'll have the Inside Blitz podcast to get you ready for all of week 1, followed by the Chick-fil-A kickoff with Clemson and Alabama going head-to-head to start the season as this punt rolls into the end zone, but only just.
I thought that ball was going to stop there on the 1, Dave. That was just an unlucky roll right there.
Shane's heart is broken because that punt could have been stopped at the 1. Instead, it rolls into the end zone for a touchback. And then Axton Richardson follows it up with an 18-yard strike for Jay Nathaniel on the corner.
Absolutely. If I could just get a quick thought on that game Monday, I think that's a real tone setter. It's going to be hard for Alabama with their quarterback suspended to get into things if they lose these first 2 games. We'll see how they do.
Week 1 especially, as it is a conference matchup against Clemson. The second week game, it is non-conference, but that can also play a role depending on how things shake out down the stretch. Miami, on the other hand, their opening week, they start on the road against Michigan. As a pass there by Axton Richardson connects with a 3-star receiver, Richard Singer, for 13 yards.
And that'll be a tough game for Miami. The Big House is a hard place to go into and win.
2-2 Longtree, 6 tackles tonight, and another quick strike here by Richardson. Blaze Gunner picking up 14 out to the Oregon 35.
I like that they're running hurry-up offense here, Dave. That's exactly what they need to do.
Closing in on a minute and a half here in the 4th, trailing by 12. Richardson over the middle. There's Marcus Duncan, lost the football, and Gunner there to recover it and advance it for a 1st down.
Miami has gotten so well, they're going to review it here.
They're going to take another look. The knee was down, so it's not a fumble.
No, it's not. But it's a basic premise, Dave, that you can't lose the ball. And
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the call is reversed. That puts 3 seconds back on the clock. It also takes away the first down. It's 2nd and 3 instead as Richardson throwing to the middle, and Blaze Gunner a first down out to the Oregon 11.
Blaze Gunner is such a playmaker. I've been really impressed with him tonight.
4 catches for him, 75 yards, and a stoppage of play here, false start penalty against the Hurricanes.
Well, you can't have that. That's just a really dumb penalty, a really dumb mistake in a bad situation to make a mistake like that.
So 1st and 15, ball backed up to the Oregon 16-yard line. Richardson to throw against a 3-man rush, quick strike. There's Isaac Kraut, and he cannot hold on for the hit.
The pass falls incomplete.
These Oregon defenders love to hit you. They're not afraid to do it. That's going to be bad news for a lot of opposing teams.
2nd down upcoming, 2-by-2 set. Richardson gets a 4-man rush going short to the right side, and a huge hit there. Coming up to make that hit, Zachary Pinesaw to lay out the walk-on.
But again, this is an example. These Oregon defenders are not afraid to hit you, and there's another big hit right there.
Well, these Oregon defenders in their hard-hitting ways will get to play host in week 1 to the Florida State Seminoles, who will look to open up with a win. There's been a lot of talk in league chat between the two teams, so it should be an exciting game as Owsley able to get 7 on 3rd and 12, 4th and 5, and Miami will go for it.
Well, let's see if you can get the ball back in the hands of Duncan or Gunner. That's your best bet, I think.
Richardson over the middle, and he will find Isaac Kraut. It's 1st and goal, 6-yard play, 1 timeout remaining for the Hurricanes.
Kraut's had a great game tonight, too. There's a big play by him.
Richardson under duress looking for the end zone, but unable to hold on was Jay Nathaniel. 2nd and goal.
That brings him 2nd and goal.
Big man versus big man right there. The defender won.
Richardson to throw. Quick throw over the middle. That pass falling incomplete in coverage. Jedediah Longtree, who has 14 tackles here tonight.
He's going to be a beast this year, I think, this Longtree. All these Longtree brothers have had a great showing tonight.
Pass to the end zone, caught Jay Nathaniel. 4-6 in Miami has closed the gap. It's now a 6-point game with 39 seconds to play.
Well, obviously, I think that after this extra point or 2-point conversion, you're going to see a onside kick here, Dave. I don't see that not happening.
Miami with 1 timeout remaining, and the Hurricanes will take the extra point, now trailing by 5. And as you said, Greg, they're going to have to get the onside kick if they hope to come away with the win. The ball game decided as Oregon recovers the onside kick. Miami 1 timeout remaining, and there is a very, very small chance if Oregon were to turn it over, things could get crazy, but very unlikely.
It is, and you'd pretty much have to have what you had at the end of the first half when Oregon threw that Hail Mary touchdown.
So Oregon will make the right decision. They come out in the victory formation to kneel it, forcing Miami to burn their final timeout, and the Ducks will kneel it here, and they will come out of the exhibition game victorious. But Greg, it really doesn't mean much for week 1. This obviously won't be counted on their record.
No, it won't, but what it does is it gives you a lot of confidence going in. Looking at the league chat, these Oregon players know they're a good team, so they can build on it and get out and do it again in week 1.
So that'll do it for us here from exhibition night. A great game by the Longtrees and by both teams, as we've seen a very lights out back and forth affair. Week 1 kicks off on Monday night. We'll have the Inside Blitz podcast at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, as always, and that'll be followed up, of course, by our kickoff game to get week 1 started. Clemson versus Alabama. For Greg, I'm David. We'll see you then.